It's Thursday, June 20th, and this is your Barbados Today Evening News Update. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. 3 days of continuous ash and smoke is taking its toll on dozens living downhill of the Sustainable Barbados Recycling Centre. After enduring 2 major fires in 3 months, residents of Archhall and Bennetts, St. Thomas, are demanding a greater level of care and consideration from both private and public sector entities operating nearby landfills. Barbados Today spoke with some residents, many of whom were reluctant to go on camera. Peter Edwards, a middle-aged man who said he had no history of respiratory problems, told our news team he is being badly affected by the smoke.
I never was asthmatic, but it got my nose drooping. And I'm not working at the present moment, so it's been making a mess of me for the last 2 days. I don't use anything for it. I mean, I just got to try and cover up my nose and try the best to sleep, because I sleep in the front bedroom, so obviously all the smoke is coming through that window, you know. But it's terrible, I mean, over and over, and there's nothing can be done. As they say, nothing can be done, but what you're going to do, ask the entire Archhall or St. Thomas to move out, because it's going to end up taking lives.
Professor Holder, who lives in Archhall, says she has been forced to close her business as a result of the conditions.
We had to close from yesterday afternoon due to the smoke, because it got really bad and you can operate under those conditions. So
authorities have not been able to give a timeline for when the situation will be resolved. Environment Minister Trevor Prescott has assured that personnel are working round the clock on the site to control the problem. In other news this Thursday, the Barbados Youth Council is calling for a seat at the table of any discussion regarding the proposed transformation of the island's education system. The call from President of the BYC, Roshana Trim, came at the launch of the council's website at UN House last night. She says the council will be looking at the future of education when it hosts a series of discussions as part of celebrations marking International Youth Day on August 12th.
And we in Barbados have started to have a conversation about transforming education. But interestingly enough, to me and to the council, one of the things that has been missing would be perhaps the persons that education affects the most, and that would be young people. We need to talk about what we want to see in our educational system and what we expect our educational system to offer our young people going into the 21st century and beyond. We need to have a discussion that extends beyond the common entrance each year. One that talks about deficiencies in our education system, because the truth is that exam is not the only issue that we have. I can't imagine any reason why students should go from reception to first form and they can't read or count. It baffles me that you have students that never realize what their learning style is, and they don't understand why what they want to do isn't being taught in the curriculum.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Small Business Association, Senator Lynette Holder, today made a strong case for authorities to provide more funding for small businesses, while lauding the government's trust loan program, which currently offers $5,000 loans to qualifying applicants. Holder said entrepreneurs will need even more funding to grow their business. She was speaking this morning at the opening of a regional workshop on leveraging the CARIFORUM EU Economic Partnership Agreement at the Radisson Resort.
We're of the view that there's a need to go beyond the $5,000 and the $10,000 that will be provided in trust loans, primarily for firms like the ones in this room. The ones in this room, like our own Robert Homer here, and our Lorna Barrow, you need to be able to access $50,000. Dave Waith, you want to access $100,000. So we're of the view that we need to go a step further. We need to ensure that once and for all we address the issue of access to finance so that our firms can build capacity.
Holder added that while several local firms were performing well at home and in some regional markets, they are still in need of a leg up to move to the next level.
We can no longer go at it alone. And so when I approached the Caribbean Export Development Agency, I said, look, we need to bring in our OECS partners. As you know, Barbados has continued to enjoy a trade surplus with this region. It's the only region that we have a trade surplus with. And we want to encourage our regional colleagues to work with us, that we can build clusters across our borders, that we can identify groups of firms in specific industries that have the potential for scaling up, that have the DNA, that they can expand into the export market and to so do. So we need to build capacity.
In sports, New Zealand fast bowler Matt Henry says its warm-up defeat to the West Indies has not dented the side's confidence, but he warned the teammates they will be up against a dangerous side when the two teams meet on Saturday. The Windies piled a mammoth 421 to beat the Black Caps by 91 runs in their second warm-up match of the World Cup in Bristol, but has since won just 1 in 5 outings in the tournament. In contrast, New Zealand has 4 wins from 5 matches and lies second in the standings on 9 points. Henry says the West Indies are a very dangerous side, deserving of respect, but New Zealand is up to the challenge.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional happenings in Jamaica, debate continues over a recent viral video in which a police pepper sprayed a driver. The National Security Minister, Horace Chang, has defended the police, but some quarters disagree.
Questions are still being raised about what some call an unwarranted level of aggression by officers, even with non-lethal weapons. Since then, and even as early as this morning, Minister of National Security, Dr. Horace Chang, has defended the use of pepper spray by officers.
My position is that Jamaicans in police privilege must respect the public order laws, and they must not show disrespect to our simple, humble police. Police have to apply the law, and if the man did in fact break the law, and with an arrestable offense, he overtook a line of traffic.
However, is the use of pepper spray by the police legal? Lambert Johnson, president of the Cornwall Bar Association, has commented on the police use of non-lethal weapons, stating that the JCF has accepted some and disregarded other aspects of an international protocol.
There is actually an international protocol, and the Jamaica Constabulary Force has accepted portions of it as to the use of pepper spray, because it is only to be used when someone is being aggressive, and it needs for the police to restrain them. No, it should not be used as punishment when somebody is passively resisting.
And on the international front, Brexit campaigner Boris Johnson and Foreign Minister Jeremy Hunt emerged today as the only 2 candidates left in the race to become a British Prime Minister, with the flamboyant Johnson as favourite to win next month. We get more in this report from Reuters Television.
You're looking at Britain's next Prime Minister, either Boris Johnson or Jeremy Hunt.
Is this your first U-turn?
Conservative MPs whittled the final 4 candidates in the leadership contest down to 2 on Thursday, waving goodbye to Michael Gove and Sajid Javid in the race for Britain's top spot. Johnson has been the clear frontrunner from the beginning, gradually increasing his share of the vote in each of the 5 ballots. 160,000 Conservative Party grassroots members will now decide whether it will be Johnson or Hunt who will replace Theresa May by the end of July, handing the winner the responsibility for Britain's exit from the European Union.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good evening.